Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about the current gun meta and best weapon loadouts in Fortnite right now. I made a GameSense video on optimal loadouts right before season 9, and then Epic went and basically took a dump on that video by removing the pump and completely changing the game. Even after I made an updated guide for shotguns where I compared the attack and combat, Epic again changed shotguns and buffed the combat like crazy. Now, I think it's about time to give an updated rundown on not only shotguns, but basically every major gun in the game since a lot has changed. Before we get into it, let me know if you guys do or don't like me using background gameplay with my face in it. I have no problem recording off stream, and I know some people do and don't prefer a face cam there. Maybe it's distracting because I'm not saying it live. Maybe you just think I'm a butt ugly mouth breather. Whatever it may be, just let me know in the comments if you do or do not like the face cam there. Anyways, I'll put timestamps on the screen now for the different subsections of the video. I want to start by talking about each different weapon category and the weapons within it. Then we'll move over to optimal loadouts and what I think you guys should be running for easy wins in pubs, arena, and World Cup qualifiers. With that being said, let's first dive into shotguns and give an updated comparison on the combat and tac shotguns. If you watch my combat vs tac comparison video from the beginning of season 9, I said the tac was better, which at the time was true. The tac had just been buffed, it was stronger up close, and it was more similar to the pump than the combat was. The combat was better from range, but was really inconsistent, and most people weren't comfortable with its insanely tight spread and small crosshair yet. What was going on was the combat was bugged and it was doing way less damage than it should have been from up close. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but Daquan posted a video of him shooting the combat from mid-range and hitting all the pellets on his friend's face. At first, he does over 100 damage, then the next 3 shots from the same range do 31 damage each. Epic then went and fixed the combat by improving those cases where its damage was inconsistent. On top of that, in the next patch, Epic lowered the spawn rate of the combat from chests and from floor loot. What both of these things did together is made the combat way better than the tac. The combat is better from range and better from up close than the tac is now. It has a faster fire rate, a bigger clip, and it even reloads faster. The only thing that the tac shotgun has going for it right now is its bigger spread and its higher headshot multiplier, which means it can do more max damage than the combat. But that doesn't really matter when you hit 2 shots with the combat for its max damage faster than you could with the tac. If Epic had left its spawn rate alone, people probably wouldn't have noticed how much better it is than the tac. But now, because it spawns so little and is so insanely hard to find, you're put in a really bad position when you don't have one yourself. Anytime you face someone with a tac when you also have a tac, it will be a pretty fair fight. But if you happen to run up on Little Timmy, who of course is rocking a gold combat which he found in his first chest, well, good luck dealing with that. The combat is better than the tac in every single way, so always pick up the combat instead of the tac when you can. No matter what the scenario is, it's just better. It chunks people from range, it melts people from up close, it does everything except one-shot people. Instead, it two-shots them. Unfortunately, I can't give any tips on how to find the combat more because the loot pool is so bad and it's literally RNG to find one. But to sum up the shotgun loot pool, the combat is amazing and the tac is trash. Now let's talk about assault rifles. The assault rifle loot pool is actually in a decent spot compared to other weapon categories. There's the normal assault rifle, the heavy assault rifle, the scoped assault rifle, the SCAR, which is really just the gold and purple assault rifle. Then there's the infantry rifle, the gold and purple infantry rifle, and now the tactical assault rifle. The nice thing is that they're all pretty viable, like you're not as screwed with the white AR as you are with a white tac. I think most of you know that the gold and purple SCARs are the best ARs you can get in Fortnite right now. The gold and purple infantry aren't bad, and some of you guys might like them better than the SCAR. It's really just preference. The same thing goes with the normal infantry and the normal assault rifles. The infantry does more damage and can destroy people with a headshot, but the normal AR has a faster fire rate, which is better for spraying and more DPS. Then there's the combat assault rifle, which is actually one of my favorite weapons in the game right now. It uses light bullets, which makes it great for a ton of loadouts that I'll talk about later. It also has a small and very accurate spread which rewards good aim. I would personally take any combat AR over a white AR, and then a purple combat over a green AR, and a gold combat over a blue AR. The real debate though is between the heavy assault rifle and the normal assault rifle. The problem with the heavy AR is its ridiculous bloom. When you full spray with it, you literally can't hit a dude 5 feet in front of you because your crosshairs are almost as big as your screen. The heavy AR used to be better than the normal AR before they nerfed it. Epic nerfed it in patch 8.10 by scaling down its rarity from blue, purple, and gold to white, green, and blue. When you had a gold heavy AR, you could hit a headshot for 88, which alone made it viable and strong as a tap fire weapon. I guess Epic realized it would be too similar to the infantry rifle, which they're right about because they basically do the same thing, but the AK does it worse. I'd probably take the AK over the infantry because the infantry clip is so small and it's so bad for spraying, but again, normal AR over both of those and combat over normal AR unless it's a blue normal AR or a SCAR. SMGs are pretty simple because, like shotguns, there's only 2 of them and only one of them is good. The weird part is that the burst SMG uses light ammo and then the drum gun uses medium ammo. I am counting the drum gun as an SMG, but only because Fortnite does. At the beginning of Season 7, the drum gun was actually better than the combat and attack shotgun. When Epic unvaulted it, they didn't change or nerf it at all, so it was easily the best and most overpowered gun in the game. In patch 9.01, they nerfed its damage a lot, which was what they should have done originally. I guess better late than never though, right? Now I'd say the drum gun is still better than the attack shotgun from up close by just holding down your fire button and spraying, but it's not better than the combat shotgun anymore. On the other side of things, there's the burst SMG, which is just not that good. The point of an SMG is to be able to spray with it from medium and close range, not a burst weapon. The one thing it is good at is destroying walls, which you can play around and use to your advantage, but as you'll see in my loadouts, either swap it for the drum gun, the flint knock, or just drop it completely for meds or utility. The last weapon category I want to go over are snipers. There are 3 snipers in the game right now, and there used to be 4 up until last week when Epic vaulted the hunting rifle. In my opinion, there should have only been 2 snipers, the heavy and the hunting rifle. Yet Epic went and vaulted the only other sniper that people actually enjoyed and used. The heavy sniper is the best and most versatile sniper in the game. It does 150 damage with a body shot and can one-shot any fully built wooden, brick, or metal wall. 150 damage with a body shot is really why it's so good, and honestly, it's probably too strong. That means you can body shot and kill someone who had full health and use 2 minis or 1 half pot. Until late game, that's like 80% of the lobby, so the heavy sniper is lethal if you can hit your shots with it. The silent sniper isn't bad, and if you like sniping, it's a good alternative to the heavy sniper, which is hard to find. It can one-shot people with a headshot like the heavy sniper does, but it does nowhere near 150 damage with the body shot. The advantage of using it would be the fact that it's silenced, so you don't have to worry about giving away your position while you go for snipes. If I have an open slot, I'll opt to take another weapon or utility over the silent sniper, but there's literally nothing that can stop me from picking up a heavy sniper when I get the opportunity to. Last, and yes, actually least, is the semi-auto sniper. I think the semi-auto sniper is the worst and most useless gun in the entire game. It's a sniper that can't do 200 or more damage with a headshot. Like, really? I'm not really sure how they thought adding back the semi-auto sniper to the game wouldn't dilute the loot pool, even though they just vaulted the silenced SMG for doing that. All in all though, the heavy sniper is good, silenced sniper isn't bad, and the semi-auto sniper is terrible. Now we can get into actual loadouts given everything I just said on each gun. Just like every other season, you do need a shotgun in your loadout. You could get away with it at the start of Season 9 if you had a drum gun instead, but since it's been nerfed and the combat's been buffed, you do need a shotgun now, preferably the combat if you're lucky enough to find one. I know in some of these clips I'm using 4 weapons just because it's pubs and I'm trying to get as many kills as I can, but the most optimal loadout in the current meta would be 2 or 3 guns max. This goes for pubs, arenas, tournaments, and scrims. Back before Season 9, you needed 3 guns minimum, which were the pump, an AR, and then either an SMG or something else you could switch to after using the pump shotgun. The only 2 shotguns in the game right now are semi-automatic, and you don't have to wait a year to shoot again like you did with the pump. So you don't need an SMG or third weapon anymore because you're no longer switching to another gun after you use the attack or the combat. If you are, then you're doing it wrong because the attack and combat will do much more damage by shooting 3 or 4 times in a row than by switching to a drum gun after you shoot the attack or combat once. My favorite loadout to run right now is a tactical AR and a combat shotgun, with the other 3 slots being a mix of utility and heals. The TAC AR is really good from range and from up close. Then there's the combat shotgun, which is arguably the best gun in the game right now. The TAC AR is also really good in arena and tournaments because it uses light ammo, which is more abundant than medium ammo, so you won't have to worry about running out of ammo like you would with an AR. If I'm going to run 3 guns, then the third would either be a heavy sniper or some sort of explosive like an RPG or grenade launcher. Just remember that in competitive matches, you always want mobility like rifted goes and shadow bombs, while in pubs, you're probably better off with more kill-oriented utility like boogie bombs or dynamite. The only thing that I drop for a gold tactical AR would be a gold or purple scar because it basically does the same thing, it's just better. Sometimes I'll run a drum gun as my AR if I'm feeling aggressive, or I'll use it as a third weapon with a tactical AR. I usually try to avoid using a normal AR or a SCAR with a drum gun because they use the same ammo. Lastly, if you're going to use an infantry rifle, you'll want a spray weapon because of how slow it fires and how small the magazine is. Usually, I'll take a drum gun or a combat AR as my third weapon if I have an infantry, but if you can't find either, then don't hesitate to take a burst SMG. Yes, the burst SMG is bad late game, but you'll need it to pressure people and take their walls if you're still using an infantry. Overall, stick to 2 or 3 weapons and basically pray to God you get a combat shotgun. So if this video helped you guys out, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and to turn on post notifications. Thank you to everyone using code Jarian. There's still 2 weeks or so left in the Ducky 1-2 mini giveaway, so make sure you enter that if you haven't. All the details are on my Twitter @itsjarian. Otherwise, that's it from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.